Last week on Less Than Epic, we released our top 5 picks for problematic content likely cut in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Links in the description for that. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a pretty good video, so please do go check it out. Due to the overwhelming response from the Epic Army answering my question of which content they thought Square Enix is likely to cut in the remake, we're taking a second dive back down this rabbit hole. This is Radical Edward for Less Than Epic, and today we're taking a look at even more content likely cut in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Just like last time, as we get started here, remember that offense is only ever taken, never given. And with that, Tifa better have Hitomi Tanaka proportions or we riot. I have never spent so long finding an image for a segment before. Thanks for the comment, Super Nerd, and I couldn't agree more. Kicking this off, will they still try to get Red and Aerith to mate? Towards the end of Cloud and Friends' assault on Shinra's headquarters, they meet up with new party member Red 13 in a fairly provocative way. Evil scientist, genius man Hojo is trying to mate Red 13 and Aerith for science. Cloud has to find a way to free her before Doggy Boy doggy styles her interspecies style. It's pretty hilarious in my opinion, but the concept of bestiality is pretty heavy for younger audiences in current year for reasons. I don't know, I played this as a kid and I turned out alright. Moving on, Sid cigarettes will unfortunately be left out, even though it's his trademark. Honestly, I'm doubtful that the smoking will be removed. Smoking isn't really all that politically incorrect, but you know what is? Sid's verbal abuse of his wife Shara. As Adam Himes says, they will definitely change the dialogue between Sid and Shara. He is very verbally abusive to her, and I'm pretty sure they will tone that one down a lot. Yeah, Sid is a straight-up walking domestic violence case waiting to happen towards Shara, and there is zero chance of that one making it into the remake in my opinion. Long live Tifa's Hooters! Thanks, I'm Bimmy. And how exactly are they going to sanitize the whole terrorist bombing thing? Thanks for the comment, Lukewarm. This one almost slipped by me, but Luke is totally right that this content will be entirely problematic in the remake. Remember, Final Fantasy VII released January 31st, 1997, years before 9/11, so now they will likely tread lightly on the subject. I don't really think it will be removed per se, but glossed over in the writing and the dialogue? Yeah, probably. What about the chopping, ripping, smashing scene? This scene will absolutely not be removed from the remake in my opinion. In fact, I bet they leave it in just the way it is, as it's actually a female empowerment scene. Further, it's good character development for Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud. And not for nothing, there's actually nothing really wrong with female empowerment, especially the way that they did it in the scene. I thought it was pretty good, to be honest, and I personally hope that they leave it just the way that it was in the original. I like how your glasses make your eyes look so big. Next, let's be honest, the wall market is a pain in the ass, possibly the most underrated comment on part 1 of this video in my opinion. As user Josh Patrick puts it, the Honeybee Inn will be one of the biggest changes for sure, especially the part where Cloud gets in the hot tub with, let's be honest, a bunch of gay dudes who insinuated that Cloud had to do sexual favors for them to receive an item. As user Calling Across the Void points out, it was probably more than just insinuating. Giggity. Sephirosu88 says the slap battle between Tifa and Scarlet. Unfortunately, Sephirosu, you're probably right despite this scene being a huge growth moment for Cloud and Tifa. Personally, I think it would be a crime to take this scene out. Square Enix, this is your one chance to make a sexy cat fight happen. Please, please do this. Do not disappoint us. Do it. And keeping with the theme of domestic violence because why not? Cloud beating the crap out of Aerith after he hands over the black materia. I don't see that part making it into the remake. Well, Sephiroth Azunia 13, neither do I. They will likely just tone this scene down so as not to upset people. They will probably just have Cloud roughly grab Aerith or something, and then have the rest of the party come and stop him from hitting her. But seriously, listen to this scene. Even back in the day when the sound effects were crap and the graphics, you couldn't really tell what was going on all that well, it was still pretty brutal for the time. Check this out. One very common theme I saw on the comments in that video was a distinct distaste for social justice, and since I've opened that can of worms, let me just say this. I am not sympathetic to the idea of mixing social justice into video games. I've been gaming since the original Game Boy, and games are about nothing but games to me. I don't want some company finger-wagging their moral virtues at me like I'm some kind of insular child who can't make up his own mind. And I'll feel no different when Square Enix inevitably tilts their game's content towards the virtues of the feeble-emotioned. I know our channel is small, and it's very unlikely that Square Enix will ever hear my voice, but this is my personal plea. To the heart of Square residing in the shell of Enix, leave the grittier elements of Final Fantasy VII intact for the remake. Your core audience, the ones who have been following you since the 90s, will appreciate you for it. I have no idea if that message will ever reach somebody at Square Enix, but on the off chance that it does, just know that I have been playing Final Fantasy VII since the 90s, since I was a little kid. I grew up with this game, I'm passionate about it, I love it, it's one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game of all time, and messing with that side of it will mess with what the game was, and I hope that you leave it the way that it was. Grittier, a little bit darker, a little bit rough around the edges. That's what the fans love about it, and that's why I'm doing this video series, because this is the content from the original game that we found humorous, enjoyable, laughable, lovable. Anyway, thanks everyone who commented on part 1 of this video. Same as last time, let me know down in the comments below what problematic content you think Square Enix will be cutting from the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But also, I have a bonus question for you. What's the #1 thing you're personally looking forward to in the remake? I'll be giving you my personal top 5 in a future video, so let me know down in the comments below. What are you looking forward to most in the remake? And I'll be continuing to cover the Final Fantasy VII Remake right here on Less Than Epic. So if you like the video, then like the video. Hit that subscribe button, and hit that little bell icon too so you get notified when our videos go live. This has been Radical Edward for Less Than Epic, signing out.